Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pigeon Coop, where I hope your day is going significantly better than mine. God. Uh... I hit go live and destroyed the world. Jesus. I am upset. I'm not gonna go in detail. I don't particularly want to talk about it, but I hit go live, knocked something. I knocked water off of my desk and destroyed several things, and I'm upset. Buried them in rice. Hopefully I can salvage them, but they're not turning on right now. Oh boy. Yeah, let's catch up on that lore. Let's focus on the positives. We beat Star of the City, which means we have a lot of reading to do. So let's go ahead and do it. Alright. Let's get things going here. I have somewhere to be at 1 p.m., which is 3 hours from now. So we'll see how much time we have. Yeah. So I already have the game booted up. So we'll see. We're going to focus on reading the lore today. And if we have any more time after that, we'll start doing some abnormalities. Alright, so let's see what we got. We got a whole bunch of stuff we've unlocked. Alright. Liu Association is a battle-oriented fixer association specializing in all-out combat. We receive requests from wings and fight great battles for them. Some may see the Liu's fighting style as old-fashioned, but we get frequent requests from those who want strong-willed and determined warriors. Most requests that come our way aren't complicated. 9 out of 10 are resolved by simply marching towards the enemy and defeating them in battle. Doesn't require specific strategies or certain personnel. We're the Liu, the association that exists solely for war. It doesn't mean war is the only type of request we accept. After all, a fixer is free to take any request. The catch is that all requests must be reported to the HANA Association after you deal with them. The report must include the details of a request, the client's info, how the case was resolved, and any other relevant information. Once the report has been submitted, HANA Association will assess the performance of the office and its fixers, and evaluate them for promotion or demotion. That's how the grades of offices and fixers are updated. Therefore, a fixer's grade doesn't necessarily correlate with strength. One last thing I'd like to add is that there is a line that fixers shouldn't cross. A fixer may advertise themselves or their office to get more requests, but they should not threaten people to give requests to them. This is an area handled by the HANA Association and that association. I don't know how to pronounce this double dot O thing. A specialist in dealings and transactions. Of course, associations shouldn't have to worry about running out of requests in the first place. Another thing about corps is that how their layers may hint to their singularities. One example is R-Corp, replication, Lob Corp, the Corp and the library is nested in, extracts abnormalities from people, hence lobotomy. Aha! I was wondering why it was called Lobotomy Corporation. Now I know. Alright. Zhao was a cold person who wouldn't easily show her feelings, even though the Liu consists of those who only face forward and never express any emotion in battle. Zhao was especially hard-edged above the rest. I came to wonder if she was capable of possessing emotions at all. Her tone was dry in the most upsetting situations, and she seemed apathetic to the loss of several colleagues, never showing her emotions in response to anything, but thoroughly looking after herself. That was my impression of Zhao. I thought the path Zhao was walking was completely different from mine. We disagreed on every aspect, from strategies to personalities. I thought my relationship with her would stay a formal relation between two co-working directors of an association. I don't remember when and how we got so close to each other. I couldn't be bothered to push away the person who naturally came to my side. We started spending more time together outside of work. People intersect one another somehow. Though I have no clue how our paths managed to converge, on what about the paths led them to cross. One thing I can say for certain is that our relationship isn't a superficial bond between two directors. We need each other because we cherish each other, not the other way around. Can you really call it love if you only cherish your significant other because you need something out of them? At the very least, I don't think of Zhao as an object of exploitation nor gratification. However, I know that preaching love is utterly meaningless in this city. A fixer should never be carried away by emotion. I know well that a person at a position as high as mine should be extra careful. I've seen countless fixers who brought private matters to the official grounds, only to meet undesirable results. The moment you get swayed by something you cherish, you lose yourself. You neglect your own safety when a human, a creature that always puts itself above all else, loses their edge because of what they hold dear and places higher priority on it than their own life. The consequences will be grim in any case. Knowing this, I decided to remind ourselves of one thing when we applied our trials. Whatever happens to each other, we won't put ourselves at risk. As I thought, Zhao agreed plainly and rightly. I could trust in Zhao, and I was glad to have known this person as my lifelong partner. It was reassuring to know that Zhao wouldn't throw her own life away if I ever died. Oh boy. Focus on my own survival, even in mortal peril. Perhaps my heart has grown stronger since I met her. Having her next to me was already a great help to me at that point. Oh well, if you only knew. If you only knew. I put you two on the same shelf, but you two are on different floors right now. Sorry about that. Ay. You hate to see it. The Liu Association is an association specialized in warfare. We work for the single goal of victory. However, victory isn't necessarily one battle. The ideal course of action begins by identifying the reason the enemy intends to fight in the first place. Next, we break the enemy's will. Only then will we launch an attack on enemy forces. Even when war is inevitable, we mustn't hope for victory after starting the war. Secure a path to victory before engaging in warfare. The Liu engages in battles that are already won, with a strategy that is fated to lead us to triumph. We face enemies that are fated to lose. Excuse me. In other words, we don't participate in a war that cannot be won. Blindly charging into the fray isn't always the path to victory, while strategizing allows you to look ahead and see where victory lies. It doesn't ensure that you will reach it. Therefore, it's crucial to assess the strength of the ally and the condition of the enemy before you determine if you should advance or retreat. It's up to the director of each section, our leaders basically, to decide what to prioritize and what to discard. For instance, Director Lowell is extremely cautious. He's not hesitant to retreat and reorganize his forces if there's a slight disadvantage. On the other hand, Director Zhao tends to push forward as long as there's an opportunity to count on, but she isn't reckless about it. She designs elaborate strategies that will overcome the odds. Director Lowell's choices aren't always wise, and Director Zhao's choices don't always result in a smooth victory, but do work their hardest within their abilities. Outside of weapons and martial arts, the most important thing that provides us with protection is our clothing. It might look like a fancy suit with golden decorations at first glance, but you know how a fixer's attire is no ordinary clothing. It's mandatory for people working in relatively higher sections to wear clothing adorned with the Moonlight Stone, M-Court's singularity. Of course, the Liu doesn't have exclusive right to use it, so you can see on the clothes of our fixers and syndicate members too. The Moonlight Stone emits a golden glint, and you can either gild your clothes with it or make ornaments out of it. The Moonlight Stone mitigates or shuts off physiological affliction induced from all kinds of mental attacks, pressure, interference, and all that, whether it's caused by seeing, hearing, or feeling something, or a direct assault to the mind. Although I don't really know how the stone works, they said it amplifies a single purpose or thought, making people forget about the mental pain coming from outside, or fortifying the mind as if it's surrounded with a giant barrier. It's all thanks to this clothing that we didn't panic when we saw the crying children. A distortion. Aha. That's interesting. Okay. That didn't seem to help Zhao too much, but oh well, never my fault nor my problem. The thumb is the most cultivated and humane of the 5 fingers. Is it though? Is it? Is it though? I mean, okay, in fairness, I only have the index to really compare it to. I haven't seen the others, and I don't know if they're going to be in this game or not. Just be polite and know how to respect others. But then why did the thumb top the list of syndicates one would never want to get involved with in the survey for fixers conducted by the Hand Association in spite of such good manners? The reason is simple. Hierarchy is absolute for the thumb. To us, it's as natural as the fact of nature that split blood only flows downward, not up. One is expected to give unconditional obedience to a higher authority. That's where the relative courteousness of the thumb comes from. Yeah, I don't know anything about... I literally only know the thumb and the index, so... I mean... I guess I can't really judge. I don't even know the majority of the fingers. but I don't know. I guess it's all relative. Oh god, all these words. Capo di Capi, Godfather, Sotto Capo, Underboss, Capo, Captain, and Soldato, Soldier / Good fella. The thumb is divided into these 4 echelons. The hierarchical structure is still effective outside of the syndicate. For example, a common fixer is comparable to a soldato, an association fixer to a capo, and a board member of a wing to a sotto capo. This is how the hierarchy is to be interpreted. No outsider is exempt from this rule. No matter how you usually behave, you must remember your place and respect our rules when you're dealing with the thumb. If a young, oblivious fixer walks up to a capo and speaks to them, that poor Pixieotto? I'm guessing this is Italian. Come on, I have a hard enough time reading English. Will be rolling in the streets with the next day with his jaw and teeth missing. On the other hand, someone with the right level of authority or a person of higher class would be a different story. A person on the same echelon as ours were to approach us, we gladly greet them and hear what they have to say with an open mind. Conversations with them are to be conducted with courtesy and decorum. Furthermore, if the person you're dealing with stands on a higher echelon than yours, they must be treated with the utmost devotion and delicacy. Such is the rule of ours, and they're respected to their position. Don't be too bitter over it. Indeed, class is earned, not given for free. It's only right to give it the respect it deserves. Thumb is the mafia, indexes are the religious fanboys, ring are the sadomasochist artists, middle seem to specialize in tattoos. Okay. And what about Pinky? We're missing one. I don't know anything about the other fingers that haven't appeared in this game, but just like being called Pinky. Yes, Hot, at this point I would believe you. And if I tell you what, if you could just edit everything that I destroyed on my desk just before going live so that I don't have to look at it, I'd appreciate it. I don't know anything about the Pinky canonically. Okay. Alright, the thumb uses various types of bullets. We pick the right ammo for the right situation. But, as you can guess, the price of those bullets is a serious drawback. Not even the thumb, one of the 5 fingers sitting at the apex of the back streaks, can waste bullets willy-nilly. That's how costly it gets. You can't get trigger happy. Because of that, the thumb fight with the bayonet and buttstock of their guns most of the time, and only fire bullets when it's absolutely necessary. The buttstock is built to be solid enough to crush most things to a pulp, and the bayonet is very handy as a sword. Some just stick to raw strength though. Oh, the middle is gone? Okay. Interesting. No, Hod cannot edit all those things. Although, Hod might be able to bleed it all those things later on. We'll see. Right now, I'm just struggling with my own clumsiness and the fact that I destroyed things that I actually care about and I have to replace. God. The thumb's chain of command is simple. I'm assuming that happened in Lobotomy Corp. Anyway, the thumb's chain of command is simple. Obey the orders issued by your superior unconditionally, and do not question the intentions of your superior. Kill if you're told to kill, and die if you're told to die. You cannot defy the orders, no matter how baffling it may seem. Those who violate them are punished on the spot. Even if the order is made by someone whose rank is only one step higher than yours, you're still obligated to follow it. There's nothing you can do about it. Unless another person whose position in the pecking order is even higher than your commander decides to step in and take your side. There is one exception, however. It's when a high-ranking individual temporarily devolves their power to a subordinate of theirs. Usually this occurs if they have urgent business that prevents them from joining a meeting, or when they need their peer to know something that the subordinate can explain even more professionally. It's still a rare occurrence even then. No one transfers their authority for the fun of simulated uprising or other trivial reasons. That's how significant the hierarchy is to us. I like this is the one time Hot could have said I eated the middle and it would have been fine and totally missed the opportunity. RIP. Even in a powerful syndicate, weaklings exist. Cowardice can surface among the strong, and chaos can ensue from the most faultless rules. Not everyone in the thumb can abide by the rules without a slip-up. What happens when one violates the rules? If someone is trying to disrupt the hierarchy, they will be purged in a few days. It doesn't matter if it's a member of the syndicate or an outsider. Every person must abide by the rules. The degree of violation is irrelevant. That doesn't decide the weight of the purge. The one thing that matters the most is the fact that they showed insolence. The lesson is marked with blood so that no one dares break this rule again. That's the most important one. It might seem like nitpicking, but there's one basic principle to remember. Don't get on the nerves of your superior. It's such an elementary part of the basic decencies for human relationships, yet so many people seem oblivious of this. Okay, in office. What do we got? There's Nemo again. We live in turbulent times when wings are destined to fall behind in the market if they don't respond to patent disputes effectively, big or small. It's one of the reasons patent wars are that much important. Those megacorporations sue one another for patent infringement or accuse one another for stealing their patent. Us small fries can watch the giants clash without worrying about getting caught in the crossfire. In fact, we benefit from such conflict. There are unspoken rules that you need to remember to keep your stake in a patent war. One must patent their technology separately for areas outside of the nest or other domain under their jurisdiction. One must avoid admitting to infringement before carefully reviewing the lawsuit. The rights to a technology cannot be protected if its details were publicized through advertisements or such before the patent was registered, etc. Patent wars break out for so many reasons, it'll take a day and a half to list them out. They would tweet that. Oh, poor Hodlinks. The notarization is the process of drafting a document to officially certify a deal between two offices in case things happen. A notarial act is fairly powerful. Through these documents, you can verify various facts and secure executory force, meaning if one side doesn't carry out their part of the contract can be enforced on them. There is no need to argue about who is to blame. Notary acts exist to stop unnecessary disputes from occurring, and it's the job of the notary public offices like Kane Office to help with that. Oh, and the city is divided into domains. It's similar to how the Zwei Association sets territories for policing. It's fair to expect at least one notary public office in every domain. This isn't to say that you can use the notary public in your domain. You can find a notary public or if you can't find a notary public, or if the office isn't functional for whatever reason, you can always go to other domains, though it costs a bit more. A lot of people still choose the latter since they need to get business done in a hurry. Not every notary public office has the same level of professionalism after all. Contracts should be signed on equal terms with the consent of all parties involved, and the offices must fulfill the terms of the contract following the mutual agreement. It's a societal boundary that keeps us humans from betraying each other's trust as we must coexist. Although these principles are rather abstract, they exist to prevent anyone from devising lowly schemes to ensure that each party gets just benefits. The head's rules don't cover every small detail, so you can say this is a necessary addition to fill those gaps. I don't know why the Kane office feels so out of place with everything else that we've been looking at outside of like general receptions. I don't know what it is. They're just like these guys just all of a sudden, we got syndicates and then we got corporations and then all of a sudden we're fighting lawyers. They always just stuck out to me for some reason. As the gears turn, our bodies are put in motion. Thought gears are indispensable for meat gears. The introduction seems terrifying, but thought gears are said to feel much more satisfaction than meat gears do as time passes. Actually, I'm not sure if a thought gear can still think like a human. They say thought gears are honored to be serving their role, but perhaps it's only a made-up story told by the worshippers who hadn't gone completely awry, wishing to be free of themselves of what little guilt they had. The words I sometimes hear aren't through my ears. The gear guides my body as it rotates, as if it's entering commands into my brain. Though that matters not. We are able to live thanks to the help of thought gears. We're no longer lost, unable to find a way ahead. Even if there is no path to take, it tells me where to place my next stop. On my next step, sorry. Getting closer and closer to me. Oh god, should I be worried? Is forging prescripts a violation of rules? The answer is not exactly. It can be written on any kind of paper, and as long as it's stamped and sealed the index, it'll pass as a real prescript. You will then wonder, wouldn't there be many people who exploit the system with malicious intent? Copying the seal is a complicated process, not many know how. Even if they overcame those hurdles, they still cannot outsmart the prescripts. The prescripts know all. They can tell whether or not a prescript has been carried out, how it was done, and if someone is delivering fabricated prescripts. An individual saying counterfeit prescripts out of their own volition can ultimately be traced back to the will of the prescripts and the city itself. I suppose the prescripts have some generosity for those forgers, as they may remain unpunished unless a prescript ordering it has been issued. The prescripts were already aware that Messenger Yon was giving out false ones, hence the prescript to follow those fake orders. Not that the prescripts know might not be the appropriate expression. There are a number of ranks within the index. Prophecytes, messengers, and proxies are as much as I know. Who's spamming my phone? Silence. Of course, it's a spam text. Go away. Alright, those who have been chosen by the prescripts will decide whether or not to become a proselyte. If they accept it, they will cover their eyes with a blindfold as they serve the role. The blindfold has little symbolic significance. It's to teach the proselyte, I don't know why that word is hard for me to read, to follow the prescripts regardless of what is happening before their eyes. Usually a group of 5 or 6 proselytes accompany a proxy, learning the rules of the index and the role of each rank. If a proselyte shows a certain level of competence, the prescripts will assign the role of a messenger or proxy to them. After being promoted, they are given a blade of their own, and they may take off the blindfold. So that's why Yon's eyes are always closed. Okay. The prescripts are a predetermined path, and there is no point for proselytes to refuse any. It's still within their choice to decline the prescript's offer. Even though they're free to quit any time, no one knows if the prescripts will allow it. The prescripts might order proxies to kill the runaway who abandoned their position, or let it slide, or even give the order to resign first. The prescripts are truly unpredictable. Can't imagine why. The index has an arsenal of swords and blades. Most of the prescripts we receive can be solved with a sword too. Never really thought about why we use swords. Nope, maybe it's because they have this oppressive aura that makes us look serious or something? Each of us makes different types of blades, starting with the rank of messengers and proxies. The prescripts give personalized swords, from a light one-edged sword fit for slicing things quickly to heavy double-edged greatswords. They come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, helps us stand out from each other. As for me, I've got 5 whole blades. Maybe being speedy helps? Looks like we get swords that fit our traits. Have you seen the sword Hubert's carrying? It looks so heavy, he swings it like it's nothing. Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that the prescripts can deliver just like completely benign to absolutely batshit destructive prescripts, I'd go for an index. I would never last in the thumb. I have too much despise for authority, unfortunately. Let's see, right now, Nest L is practically a war zone with all the associations, syndicates, and fixers at each other's throats. On top of that, the distortions are making things worse for associations and the residents of the Nest. According to the report from the powers up above, there are 3 major factions of note currently remaining in the Nest: the Index, R-Corp, and the Blue Reverberation, his group. R-Corp seemed to be eliminating threats as per request from another wing, similar to what the Liu is doing. The Index appears to have been guided here by the prescripts. After all, they gladly obeyed the piece of paper telling them to kill every member of the Thumb in the Nest. As a result, pretty much every Thumb, Crook, and the Syndicate subsidiaries that were in this place are goners. Even the underboss, who was supposed to lead them, kicked the bucket, so you can guess how it went. Yeah, so the Thumb is basically no more. I think we read that at some point already. Or at least, like, somebody mentioned it in the cutscene. To a leader of Liu, the most crucial element that can make or break a battle is vigor, not the competence or strength of individuals. With vigor, even the weakest creek can carry heavy rocks like a gale blowing up leaves. Therefore, an excellent leader chooses good fixers and then puts vigor into them. Strength or skill alone won't make a good fixer. While those traits do play a role in higher sections, the most important quality is how well the fixer meshes with their leader's combat style. Section 2, the team with May and Cecil, consists of careful and level-headed fixers. They go quite well with Director Lowell because of that. Section 1 would clearly be superior in terms of sheer power, but we follow different strategies with pros and cons for each. So a direct comparison won't really tell much about our actual performance in the field. Oh, okay, right, because he's a separate buck. I knew that. Director Zhao would like to emphasize something. A mercenary's work is to deceive, to fool the enemy into believing that we are advancing when we defend. To make the enemy believe we will thrust from the front when we strike from above. Feign submission when you raise your claws. We must seem unable when able to attack, that the enemy may grow arrogant. When the enemy is roused, distract them through disturbance. Be aware that we ourselves are not subject to such anger. In order to defeat the enemy, we must be roused to anger. To remember that one's emotions must remain a means to motivate the body and not the ends, and to exploit the enemy's wrath with this in mind. A director may be seized with anger and momentarily stray into inadvisable paths sometimes, but even the whitest jade has a flaw. I trust her to set herself back on the right track in no time. Well, about that. Alright, let's see what Callie's got going on. Ego, the weapon that corresponds to the mind of its wielder. The sword Carmen gave me was extracted from someone by chance. Giant eyeballs were attached to the sword adorned with crimson chunks of flesh. They watched my every move, almost to the point of making me feel a bit uncomfortable, wondering if this was a product of some new singularity. I asked Carmen what the thing was. She only said that I'll have to get used to it, since there is little she can do about how it looks. Although it looked a bit creepy, it wasn't anything unbearable, and Carmen didn't seem to mind it as long as there were experiments to be performed with it. She added that I had to be careful with it, as it was thanks to sheer luck that the ego could be extracted at all in its unstable state. I have a plethora of experience handling various workshop products, so I decided to take the sword without much hesitation. When I first had the sword in my grip, I didn't feel anything in particular. All I could tell is that it's just a big, heavy greatsword, nothing out of the ordinary other than its appearance. When I held the sword a few days later to protect a coworker of mine, I heard a voice. It was the voice of someone desperately yearning for something. Unfortunately, the meaning of that voice was lost on me. Rather, it wasn't even human speech, an awkward sound mimicking somebody, noises of teeth grinding, bones crackling, mingling with flesh. Some things collide, fall apart, and mix in irregular patterns as if to mimic the way humans speak. However, the sound was too violent and sharp. The strong obsession of an empty one, attachment, void, not sure what word I should use to define this. One thing I understood was that I could hear that voice, and that it rang in my head rather than my ears. The stronger and clearer my aim to protect someone became, the louder the noise in my head got, anxious that my mind might be consumed by the voice if I let it weaken my will. I tried my best to pretend I didn't hear it. The eyes on the blade carefully observed me as I fought the voices in my head. The piercing gaze persisted as if to replace me if I faltered even for a second. It made me hazy sometimes. The voice was only a bunch of grinding noises at the beginning, but slowly learned how to speak over time. Soon enough, it started speaking a language that I could understand. Though it stammered a bit, it takes human hide to protect human flesh. A shell. It kept asking for a shell. I couldn't stop the voice, so the most I could do was ignore it. Even though there was danger in using it, its power was formidable. With it, I protected many a person, cut down many a threat. The voice became stronger and deeper with the more blood the blade drank. One day, I asked a sharp question. Don't you desire a human shell as well? When I think back on it, the question might not have been aimed at me specifically. It would only say whatever it wanted to say. It wouldn't try or convince or allure me. All it uttered was monologue. Yeah, I was frozen stiff when I heard that. It kept saying something. Are our lives really worth the blood I spilled for them? It wasn't actually capable of forming such detailed sentences, but my head took it that way for some reason. Maybe I was thinking to myself. I denied its claim to start. I never provoked anyone first. I only acted to protect others from an approaching danger. But I felt a small part of myself waver from what that voice said. What will remain when I keep washing away blood with blood? A bloodstained shell would be all that's left. I collapsed for a moment, but I didn't stop thinking. If I broke down, I might be in danger, as Carmen warned. Carmen. Right. Carmen would have been different. Nothing could possibly beat the glitter in her eyes that shines as she pioneers a new path. To those honest, virtuous eyes, even when someone jeered at her speech, even when someone despaired in the face of an obstacle that brought progress to a halt, Carmen never stopped looking after others. She would always take the initiative to lead all of them. If I could protect a person like that, maybe this place will change? Yes, as long as I can protect that one person. Oh boy. As my thoughts became clear, I couldn't just sit down. My body acted before my head could decide what to do. I don't remember what happened then. When I finally took a grip of my rationality in a vast mindscape and came back to my senses, my body was burning hot. Is this rage? Have I been taken over to a point where I can't even see ahead? I felt so calm, refreshed even. My head was kept cool while my heart leading the body was aflame. It wasn't long until I felt something was different. On solid armor, there was a layer of something dense and tough, but it wasn't fabric. A veil of mist was covering me. Astonished, I moved around and shook my limbs several times, and the veil dissipated soon after. When Carmen learned this, she didn't say much. She didn't make a big fuss about it or suggest trying something with it right away. She only said that wielding this power is more important than simply manifesting it, so I shouldn't be lazy. She went back to work after leaving that peculiar piece of advice. Maybe she didn't want me to feel too much pressure. As more time passed, I could use the armor for longer, and eventually got to draw out its full power. I had a weapon armor that resonated with my emotions. Using them, I could protect more people, and I was able to draw forth more durability and strength. The researchers seemed to be struggling to make progress with their work, but it was alright. I believed in them to make it through, and I just had to be quicker to do my job in the meantime. However, not long after, the incident happened all too suddenly. No, maybe it wasn't so sudden. The sign was there. Just around this corner, I could hear a child crying. She's sitting in front of the door. One of the two children Carmen took in died in a failed experiment. Unlike Lisa, who was wary and reluctant to open up to us, Enoch showed interest in our research and volunteered to be a subject the other day. Enoch's speech was so concise and on point, everyone was shocked. He wasn't afraid and he wasn't shaking. His voice was unswerving and gentle. Enoch's eyes weren't those of a naive little kid. His words and thoughts were surprisingly deep and mature. Even I was astonished. I sometimes wondered what made this kid have such thoughts. His eyes seemed to have already seen so much of the world's to spare misfortune. However, it was still no reason to allow a kid to participate in the experiments. Carmen spent several nights agonizing over the matter. God, wrote a whole book. Literally. The experiment was authorized at last, though I didn't want to know what they thought of it anymore. What were they going to do, holding the hand of that little kid? I had to wonder if we were that desperate, but I shrugged it off. I wasn't one to stop him from doing what he chose to do. You should have been the one to die. The other kid who was now all alone mumbled, crying. Her words had no weight to it. She probably spat what she didn't sincerely mean, but the situation was too much for her. Yeah, I should have died. Carmen's answer, on the other hand, was likely sincere. Everyone stood still. A crack appeared in our minds which we never thought would crumble. Maybe we all expected it to happen deep down. Carmen's state worsened with each passing day, like a rusting nail. The sunny eyes of the woman who had brought us together were now cloudy, and she spoke less and less. Her voice was lifeless, and she had gotten so cold. It wouldn't have come to anyone's surprise if she died at any moment. She didn't bother trying to look okay. I think it was better that way. Everyone in the laboratory felt constrained in her presence. They viewed Carmen in different ways. Reproachful looks of those resenting her for bringing them so far, only to let go of her responsibility. Concerned looks of those worried that something might happen to her. I guess there were some who had no thoughts. The research went on quietly, but not for long. A few days later, Carmen spilled out all of the guilt within her and plunged into it, never to come back up. Man, oh man. What the hell happened? I haven't gotten the full story of Lobotomy Corp and Carmen yet, so I'm still kind of lost. I've been thinking a lot to myself in the last few days, like, how would my ego manifest if I was capable of manifesting it in this world? I don't think I would be. But if I was, like, I know back in the day, Roland's floor abnormalities. Did Roland's floor abnormalities have cutscenes? I don't even remember. I don't think he did. Where was I? Like, I don't have an answer to how my ego manifests anymore. I definitely would have, like, 6 years ago. I actually had a design for something very similar to it. Not cutscenes, just the abnormalities themselves. Okay. But yeah, I don't have an answer to what my ego would be anymore. I'm a very different person than I was back then, so. And the text on the cards. Okay, I'll read them later. We still got a lot more to do. Alright, in the past, the fourth pack was considered a thorn in the side of our court. In other words, we were a headache that they couldn't find a good enough excuse to remove, which was frankly understandable as we were a total foul-up of an army at the time, and it took a considerable amount of time for us to improve the current state. The Ruina team, powerful but easily agitated, uses its strength to destroy everything all too often. The Reindeer team, prone to suffer a nervous breakdown in prolonged battles, causing damage to its allies. And the Rabbit team, their thirst for blood leaves no margin for sloppiness at the cost of killing civilians. To put it in the nicest way possible, they had a unique niche only they could fill, and as a matter of fact, bringing them to orthodox battles would do more harm than good. Not so long after, I received news that they were planning to destroy our pack. Perhaps they deemed it a waste to spend more energy on us. The news of destruction didn't come off as much as a surprise as I'd expected. Or maybe I was so panicked that my hair had turned white. There wasn't much I could say. What more could I say to this person who isn't even a part of our corps? All I could do is humbly accept my fate. The guest, who had an impressive pair of red eyes, dashing brown hair, looked at me gently and smiled. Her demeanor took a sharp, cold turn. I wouldn't have been able to tell that this person had a talkative and lighthearted side if I hadn't seen her speak mere moments ago. After a moment of silence, she slowly opened her mouth. A large-scale war was about to occur. If we made big enough contributions in that war, we might be able to avoid being destroyed. That wasn't a suggestion or a plea for help. It was a semi-mandatory request. The reward, we get to avoid termination. Her attitude was something else. The way she confidently delivered her speech in front of me gave off a certain sense of conviction. It was as if she were saying she's going to make the war happen. Baffled, I let out a bout of laughter. I knew we weren't in a position to refuse it. And she was right. A huge war broke out soon after. Thick smoke covered the nest. Long ago, there was a battle between huge syndicates. I won't bother saying when. Those kinds of things happen all the time in the back streets, and I had the misfortune of getting caught up in the middle of one. The fight was so fierce and intimidating, the young little Mio had the shiver in the corner, and I couldn't find a gap to run through. There weren't any hiding spots around me either. All I did was crawl to a wall, crouch into a ball, and pray that no eyes fall on me. Stupid, wasn't I? My prayers didn't work. A syndicate member spotted me, and I closed my eyes tight, thinking this was the end. When I took a short breath in, I heard the sound of a sword cutting through flesh, followed by the sound of a person collapsing to the floor. I thought swords like that would hurt a lot, but I felt pretty okay. The situation was so surreal. I was starting to believe that I didn't feel my body hit the floor because a person's senses are dulled moments before death. Then I realized I was staying conscious for too long for someone that just cut with a sword. I mustered enough courage to open my eyes. I got to see what's going on at least, you know what I mean? I slowly opened my eyes to a scene I'll never forget. A person covered in red massacring all of the syndicate members in front of me. So I was literally chopping them up with her massive blade, and they were helpless against it. I was looking at it in awe. I didn't even think to check my body. This is where she met Callie. Thud. With the last syndicate member down, the street was open. She looked around, turned to see me, and wow, my face would have looked so dumb. I don't even want to remember that. Anyway, she pointed at an alleyway with that weird sword of hers and told me that I'll be able to save myself if I ran that way, and that the rest is up to me. Instead of thanks, all I got in my mouth was a stupid moment like, I leaned on the wall and barely stood up with shaky legs. I need to run before more people come this way, but I was so terrified. Even the person who saved me. She was red all the way and looked so scary. While I was dithering, she sighed and approached me. Did I frustrate her? Is she gonna kill me now? Was my savior an impatient, ill-tempered freak after all? I collapsed on the floor. I mean, think about it. A scary humanoid thing covered in armor, walking around you with a great sword decorated with red flesh. It was a miracle I didn't faint on the spot. She grabbed my arm, set me upright, and said in a dry voice, "It's not the strong who survive, it's the survivors who are strong." Then she shoved my back and I started running before I could thank her. I didn't look back once. I was so embarrassed comparing myself to her. Ever since that day, I trained myself, aspiring to become like the hero that saved me that day, and landed a job at ArtCorp. I wanted to become a hero myself and save the life of others. What I wanted more than anything, though, was to meet that person once more. ArtCorp participated in most large battles in the city, so I expected to see her someday. I thought she'd have been alive all along since she was tough. I was going to thank her and show her how much stronger I had gotten then if I did get to see her. But I couldn't tell her. Not just because I never saw the Red Mist again, or Gabora as she's called now. We did meet each other after a long time, but that's another story. I wouldn't have been able to say it even if I met the Red Mist when she was alive and well. I got embarrassed of myself again. I thought I'd saved everyone, but after all, what I've been doing was far from being a hero. Hey, what do you think a hero is? Oh boy. The L Corp that came before Lobotomy Corporation imposed unfair conditions, and many wings weren't happy about it. There's W Corp, which had to raise admission fees and get less trains running because of the energy deficiency. Also F Corp, which wanted to experiment with ferries to use them in various ways, but failed to produce satisfactory results because they didn't get enough energy. And many other wings had a thing or two to say about the older L Corp, but they didn't have the gall to say it out loud. There weren't many alternatives that could provide such huge amounts of energy. These conditions soon became a hot topic among wing employees and city folks in general. Who's going to be the one to change the miserly L-Corp? Then someone next to him would say, who has the courage to do that? We all know that will lead to a war between wings. No choice but to live like this. Though there was another reason to do something about that L-Corp. It produced many massive amounts of fumes at first. It was thought to be a kind of smoke that's no different from what factories chuck out. But over time, people realized that this was affecting the residents around it negatively. Some people would suddenly start wishing for the happiness of some others, and still others would spend most of their time staring off into space. What's more, people had signs of sicknesses all over their bodies. They started wandering around L-Corp's nests. Was like they were returning to their homeland or something. One day, some rich person visited us and said that a war will break out soon, and said we'll get benefits if we helped her. That gave us a bigger thing to worry about than upcoming destruction. A war was about to happen? Nikolai collected her thoughts and calmly asked why a war was going to occur. The person paused for a bit, then spoke in a languid tone. I was creeped out by how she said it like it was no big deal. When one person's pure ambition and another's tragic obsession join together, a dream is destined to be born. Our Corp is particularly famous as a private military company. No matter how many combatants die in battle, we will fill the vacancy with new soldiers in no time. It was natural for the wings giving us requests to wonder what kind of singularity we have to pump out so many mercenaries in such a short time frame. Besides, our soldiers weren't lacking in combat prowess by any means, so there had to be more to us than just hiring many people. The mercenaries of our Corp don't fear death in the first place. They don't hesitate to carry out any tasks. We're big in numbers, and casualties are replaced quickly, and we fearlessly proceed to get the job done. Our Corp's MERPs were ideal for outskirts explorations and other dangerous operations. How could such a feat be possible then? People started making guesses. There has to be only one answer. They must be cloning people. No, they've got to be robots. Our Corp has been developing machines in secret. Won't they hire us if they try to clone humans? That's a good point. At the end of the day, people just laughed it off, talking about how nonsensical their hypotheses were and how secretive singularities are. Maybe they had the right answer, though they missed the mark a bit. It's true that our Corp uses cloning technology. For that, we had to make a promise with the head. No more than one of the same person should exist in the city for longer than 7 days. The first half I can understand, but I'm not sure on why they set a limit on how long. Is it related to some kind of ethic we aren't aware of? Oh no, we don't just clone humans and call it a day. We select the fittest one among them. Inside the hatchery, dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of them fight to the death. We have to kill the clones that look just like us, eat them, and prevail. The larger the population is, the more time given, the finer a clone is made. The scariest part of it all is finding myself beginning to think this way. Think about it. Is it really an admirable trait to have no fear of death? I have to disagree. When you know that you'll die someday, you don't put off your duties forever. You're bound to pick them up, even if you rest for a day or two. And when your life is at stake, you try all kinds of things to survive. That's when people feel that they're alive. Maybe I said people guessed our secret right, because our lives aren't much different from the machines. One thing I'm afraid of is that hell is a selection game. As time passed, my fear of it changed to wariness. Is this the real life? Yeah, wouldn't want to be an ArcCorp clone, that's for sure. Every team in the fourth pack has its own caricature. You'd think that we'll never get along with each other, having such different personalities and powers and strengths, yeah? Surprisingly enough, we hunt in packs for most operations despite our differences. The Lapino Rabbit team is generally seen as a distraction and raving bunch. Maybe it's because most of us are nimble, but that also means we handle our missions quickly and with certainty. Our method is the cleanest, actually. If I had to admit, a teensy little problem with us is that we don't discriminate enemies from civilians. We do have a tendency to shoot first any non-rabbit in the area that comes in our sight. We'll leave ourselves open for attacks if we take our sweet time to tell them apart, so we've got to strike first. But hey, we don't leave any troubles behind that way, so what's good is good, yeah? Every team in the fourth pack has its own character. Our personalities, powers, and strengths are wildly different, but we do most of our mission in packs. Us Rhino specializes in using physical strength. We're good at pushing ahead, if nothing else. I think we're the strongest team in the fourth pack. Smash them hard, block them hard. We often stand on the front line instead of the frail rabbits and reindeer. The Rhino's team armor is thick and large, and we've got tough bodies too. Sometimes though, my body starts heating up if I keep moving around, and I can't control myself for a while. I figured that's because of the odd tech our corp uses, something about expanding muscles and pumping more adrenaline into the blood. That's what they told me. Oh, in case you're wondering, they're saying it's singularity or anything. Plenty of others are making use of it, apparently. We never got to hear the deeds. We do hear often that we've got to watch out though. The Rhino team's got more destructive power than others, and once one of us starts getting all excited and enters a rampage, it won't be easy to stop them until they calm down. Not quite, they fire your employees too if they're trapped in the quarantine zone. Quarantine zone? Oh god. That's a quarantine zone. Every team in the fourth pack has its own characteristics. Our personalities, powers, and strengths vary so greatly that it's hard to imagine us working together. Nonetheless, we move in packs for most missions. The reindeer team utilizes powerful electric waves generated from brainwaves. See these horns? The electric stimuli generated in the reindeer's brain are condensed at the tip of these horns. The concentrated electricity is then collected by our stats for attacks. There's one thing we should be careful of when we use this ability. If the battle drags on for too long, or we exert too much power at once, most reindeer will go insane. The symptoms are expressed in various ways, but in most cases they hurt their own comrades or damage the psyches of others. We sometimes utilize K-Corp singularities to protect our sanity or mitigate the mental damage, although we can't afford to use it often. Oh, well, that sucks. Man, being in a Lobotomy Corp is just the worst. If you're reading this book, it must mean there's something you want to know about me. No. Purple tear breaking the fourth wall from the grave. Readjusting my seat a little bit. I'm sure you have lots of questions, but I sadly can't get without detailed answers. It's hard to come up with a definition and explanation for a power that naturally emerged, you see? How should I put it? In that case, I could travel through time and space and see a myriad of possibilities. Too many for you to possibly fathom. It's probably a little bit different from time travel as you commonly imagine it. The future self who experienced a certain past returns to it in order to change the future. Whatever is going on in the past, some kind of paradox is bound to happen to causality, big or small. Little things can set off massive twists, like the flap of a butterfly's wings causing a tornado. And even I'm afraid of bearing that risk. It could turn into a cycle of meaningless struggles. Yeah, I guess it's fair to say that I traveled to a completely different space. Ever thought about the possibilities that an infinity of different versions of the world you live in might exist? Let's say that you sidetracked on your way home and were killed by some syndicate member that ambushed you, but in another world you might have decided you want to go straight home and this would have never happened. Or you might have noticed the syndicate members as soon as you stepped into the wrong alley and quickly got back on track. Those small choices can add up and result in countless worlds where countless outcomes unfold. I know what you're thinking. This isn't logic that can realistically be proven. I know all of this sounds unbelievable. People can't understand me because of that, and even I have difficulty explaining it myself. I make it sound grandiose, but this power isn't almighty by any means, so I try not to use it carelessly. Not that I expect you to care for such details. It's already complicated enough as it is, isn't it? Just know that this power isn't omnipotent. No power is conveniently given to you in this world. After all, there's always a price you need to pay, and there is a world that I yearn to reach, no matter the price. I'm doing this so I can find a world where I can see that possibility. In the many worlds I've been to while doing this job, I saw many people who were lost after losing their precious stuff, like me. I couldn't just pass them by. They looked so miserable and pitiful. Well, it wasn't entirely out of goodwill. The fact that they were worth helping played a big part. Once again, nothing in this world is free, but I didn't quite pity them as much as I weighed up the favors they could give me in return. And thanks to that, I've become acquainted with quite a few fixers. As corny as it is to say to myself, some even started calling me their mentor, and became my devoted admirers. Lots of people ask me what I'm going to such great lengths to see, and a leading figure that commands powerful fixers who are on the level of a color. I don't know. All I want is to meet my son, whom I had to part with in the most unfortunate way. Meaning, I don't care about the ancillary stuff, I can see it so faintly. It almost needs to be within my reach, but it always ends up being a mirage. Poor purple tear. F. I was in no way a soft person. I don't view myself as particularly tough or rugged either. A straight and honest person. Accusations would be brought against me for being unmoved by the death of any person, however close they may have been in life. a point not everyone would see as criticism. How could a person be so cold and heartless even if the basic bearing of a fixer is to look after oneself first and foremost? At first, I spent much time thinking over it and asked myself many questions. Zhao as a person valued the lives of her colleagues, although her position forced her to keep her farewell to deceased teammates short. Since carrying out her duty and emerging victorious came first, shedding fewer drops of tears than the number of fallen was all the tribute I could pay. Bawling my eyes out would have stirred uneasiness in my colleagues. In the early days, the responsibility sometimes felt too heavy and burdensome. I had never once thought that my method was incorrect. I believed it to be the best method for myself, and I deemed that problems couldn't be solved any other way. Most fixers would probably think the same. Therefore, I could not understand the manners of Lowell, the newly appointed Section 2 director at the time, a person who tries to look after everyone and doesn't hide his grief. Doesn't hide his grief-stricken face when a coworker passes away. It seemed clear as crystal that his tenderness would one day lead his team to death. Yet he was faring better than I thought, a polar opposite to me. The ways I wanted to pursue, but gave up because I was faced with my limitations. It might have upset me for a moment, a principle I could not follow, for I was not allowed to openly express sadness over the death of the few in order to protect the many. And my obligation to seize any chance of victory compelled me to march forward if there was something to count on. My capability wasn't vast enough to embrace every member of the team. Was my choice wrong? What did he have that I did not? Looking back, I don't think what I felt was envy or jealousy. The indignation certainly was not a toxic emotion. I'm sure each of us had different specialties. It is said that people intersect with one another in some manner. I don't think the process to be natural at all. I was not a believer of fateful feelings. After all, two parallel roads could never cross. A relationship begins with a desire to know, simple curiosity, to know more about a person, or to go further and see what they are seeing together. People opened up new roads to merge into the roads of others for various reasons. I thought I would never care about him since he was so different from me, but my expectations weren't quite right. I wanted to learn more about him, and I wanted to know what this emotion I felt was. And I thought I could perhaps become a better person if I saw what he was seeing together. If there was one thing I realized, is that relationships between people always start from such small curiosity. Taking in what I have said so far, you would think that this is such a peculiar and untruthful love. You might think it's fussy. I cannot give a clear answer, for I can't dare define what love is. What can I say or add about an emotion that I felt for the first time, one that I'm still struggling to figure out? Furthermore, every person carries a different form of love. There will undoubtedly be some people who don't place much importance on that emotion. You might even think that such emotion is absolutely useless in the city. Even if I were to define my love, this wouldn't come across as a sweet story if you cannot understand it. However, I can be certain that my sentiment toward Lowell was sincere. The so-called curiosity and sympathy, they bring about attention, admiration, and a little bit of obsession. I learned soon enough that this isn't much different from what people call love. It may not have been something out of a fairy tale or a drama, but we cherish each other in our little relationship. Perhaps I had been under the impression that love is a concept that is utterly distant from me. The love that I came into was cramped, yet big. It felt burdensome at times. You said I am strong, but the truth is that I was weak and faint-hearted until the very last time I faced you. I have grown so ironclad after I lost you. Why did I miss everything while you were still by my side? Why do I spend the whole night longing for you and regretting only after you have parted from me? I do have one regret regarding you, that I could not trust my feelings for you. I was too afraid to tell you you're my everything the night before you left me. Moments of loneliness will come as I live. It won't be a thirsty longing for love, however. It's when I look to my side, yet there is no one next to me, when I am worn out from running elsewhere, and I feel that my heart grows heavy rather than painful. Trying new things might let me forget it for a moment, but the memories will still follow me for life. When I feel such things, I can go back to familiarity. A familiar place, a familiar mind, a familiar person, and I plan to reunite with you soon. I want to tell you that I no longer have shame for the path I've chosen, and that I finally freed myself from guilt. Aww. Hey, Shortline, I hope you're feeling better. Hope you're getting plenty of rest. Yeah, Mr. Mac, you didn't get to listen to Zhao's theme. Yeah, well, no, we listened to Zhao's theme for quite some time. Because I literally like had the I'm sorry, Shoreline. Get plenty of rest, drink lots of water, and all that. Yeah, Zhao's theme was on stream for quite a bit of time because I did go to the bathroom at the start of the fight, planned purposefully. So, but yeah, sorry. I mean, you can't beat that electric guitar. Jan. I feel so bad for Jan. Have you ever seen a glimmer of light when you close your eyes? It's blindingly bright at times, and it shakes in irregular shape at times. This sensation is often caused of phosphine. Whenever I close my eyes, the blurry image of a bloodstained carpet appears to me like that optical phenomenon, the beginning of an unpleasant nightmare. 4 mannequins that lost a face and an arm are lying on the carpet, spilling red beads. Another mannequin has its hand on my shoulder. I turn around and look at the loudspeaker in the mannequin's face. I can feel the vibration coming from it, even though I can't hear what it says. I already know what sound this mannequin is making, but the vibration precisely matches the words I remember, and my heart's still beating accordingly. This damn power of recall lost all my good childhood memories to oblivion, yet it brings back such remembrances every time I close my eyes. My response to it is always the same. Take the flower that slipped into my hand and nail it into the mannequin's heart. A beautiful tree in bloom grows from the cracks the flower made. It's as soft as the hands that caress me. It's as pretty as the sound that consoled me. And it's as sharp as the noise of that last moment when I was scolded for the first time. Every branch that grows from the tree causes a piercing buzz in my ears, and the petals hurt as they brush past my cheeks as if to make me feel the pain they hold. I stand still like my feet were tied, until my body is covered in scars. 1, 2, black marbles fall from the wounds. How long have I been in this cycle of pain? The nightmares have been with me for a good majority of my life. If I close my eyes, the memory of that time still haunts me, and if I open my eyes, a reality I can hardly bear unfolds. I choose to keep my eyes shut because I'd rather deal with the ever-echoing past. At least I won't be visited by new kinds of pain. Prescripts keep coming back without a break. The city folk meet different ends depending on the prescripts they receive, though their fates all share a commonality of cruelty. Oh, damn it, buddy. Stop switching! Yeah, I sure did. Hang on, I'm gonna move this thing over. So I stopped doing that. I need to change that button. So I have this macro keyboard to the side that I use for switching my expressions. And it's one of those ones that's like, it's like 4 rows of buttons. And to the side, there's like a little like mini D-pad. And then there's an extra button next to that D-pad that's meant for like your thumb. And the celebration one is that little thumb button that's on the side. But because it's on the side, that's why I keep brushing past whenever I'm like resting my elbow on my desk. So, yep. Flaw in the plan. I need to fix that. Anyway, where was I? Prescripts they receive, though their fates share a commonality of cruelty. Their resentment, screams, tears, rage, and death is too much for my eyes. I sometimes thought how my life would have been different, would have been if I stayed as a commoner taking prescripts like them. Maybe I was better off back then. Maybe I should have just died early so I could breathe again as another being. Why did prescripts give me that order that day? I trace everything back to the nightmares, I trace back the nightmares to remember the past. Everything was over. I planned to follow them to death, but I didn't have the courage to end my own life, so I picked up the prescript that I thought would spell my doom at last and read it slowly. All the fresh-looking prescript contained was a command to be a messenger. It was pointing toward the beginning, not an end. I couldn't see a single word that said about salvation or death. After being numb for a while, I finally tumbled down to the floor and broke into laughter louder than any sound I'd made before. I couldn't help but laugh at my state. I want to end my life because of prescripts. Now the prescripts won't even let me do that. Where has my free will run off to? I was frustrated. Not even my own life was under my control, for everything relies on the prescripts. Then I'll gladly play along. Even if I can't share the prescripts, I'll at least make a tiny crack. If I can show the masses that it's possible to oppose the prescripts, something might change. Something has to. It will make a difference. Once I had hope, I could see the way, and once I could see where to go, I had the strength to get up. However, I realized it only just now. What I felt wasn't hope, and that ignoring the prescripts and taking my own life as I planned might have been a truer expression of my free will. What is the right way to live in this place, I must wonder. I'm not even dreaming of a life that I can be proud of. How does one achieve the feeling that their life is bearable to live, let alone be satisfied with? I thought I had found an answer to that, but in the end, I couldn't escape the prescripts. The prescripts are the city's will as it is my will. I've realized my limit. I feel as if I've hit some kind of wall I can't overcome. However, I don't feel all too forlorn and miserable. Maybe there will be someone who can ride along with the flow rather than just break it. It won't be me. I'm not fit to accomplish such things. So I want someone to find the answer in my stead, and I hope they can tell me that. Tell me how I can enjoy this nightmare. Poor Jan. Alright, now we got all the others. Panda Association seems to have taken interest in the library and the Blue Reverberation, two entities at the center of all the problems that have been happening in the L Corp's nest lately. Now that they've marked their presence in the city's sky as stars, I asked a color who happens to be a friend of mine about it, and he said that the association is going to recruit them to hunt down the Blue Reverberation in this cohort soon. Who is he? Friend of mine who asked the color who happens to be a friend of mine. Who? I'm guessing the Black Silence. That's the only one that I know of that we haven't met yet. I don't know of any other colors. All the other colors seem to be women except for Blue Reverberation, so I got nothing. Anyway. They've been making quite scene. In particular, the lives of many syndicates, fixers, and residents close to the library were lost to their hands, so the association couldn't just sit and watch anymore. They have apparently set up a camp at the door of the library, though no one knows what they're waiting for. A couple other things I heard are that all sorts of sounds and noises are coming from that camp, and that a large number of firearms belonging to the Thumb are abandoned on the ground. Maybe they launched an assault on the Syndicate while it was still struggling to recover from the loss of the underboss and his capos. The Ensemble's not like most syndicates, just trying to make money off turf of a wingless nest, that's for sure. We still don't know what their goals really are, and I can't shake this bad feeling. Anyway, since I was asked to pay a visit to the library, it'll be worth investigating the case some more after I get this job done. It's the Vermilion Fixer? Okay. Have I heard of the Vermilion Fixer in the Library of Ruina yet, or is that just like a general lore thing? The message we got wasn't unexpected. The boss of our organization had always been a rash one, and he'd no patience with injustice for his own curiosity. It was a miracle that he managed to stay under the thumb for so long. I told him to be more careful since his words and actions as the boss will affect his underlings as well. Yet here we are. I thought I'd flip my lid at hearing the news, but I didn't feel as much anger as I had expected to. The only thought that came to my mind was that he'd finally done it. With my head cool, I calmly considered my next move. At least some of us will make it out of here thanks to the early warning. You have not. Okay, yeah, that's why. I don't know how many color fixes there even are. Yeah, the only other one I know of that we haven't seen yet is the Black Silence, so that's all I got. It's usually a good idea to zip your mouth shut at a gathering of Thumb subsidiaries. You can say that again. If you don't have any good suggestions to make, shutting up is the best contribution you can make. You can never be sure if what you're about to say is a good opinion either, so just suck it in general. In other places, mistakes would just cost you your own life. But losing your credit in meetings like that means the members of your syndicate are also biting the dust. What did we do to deserve the punishment for our boss being a moron? We are Ujat. While it's a grade 1 office on the surface, we only receive requests from one person. It exists for Lady Diaz and Lady Diaz alone. We are ready to perform any feat that she demands. Her pure ambition will bring her to a position of great power one day. We simply serve as stepping stones for her ascent to the top. Did you know? Many people whom insurance companies employ are those who have experience with detective work involving investigations and deduction. Since we deal with huge sums of money, there are more than a few cases where our clients deliberately harm themselves or lie to us in an attempt to commit insurance fraud. A considerable number of calls we get actually aren't mere incidents. How do we tell them apart from a real accident from the fake ones? Haha, well, that's a bit of a secret. Well, maybe a little hint. Oftentimes, something will be off about the way they act or talk. I told you that folks who used to do detective work frequently jump over to our industry, right? Those armchair fellows certainly have their wits. Their keen eyes will catch any signs hidden in the most elaborate of disguises. They say the terms can be a little too particular, but I disagree. When handling that much money, it doesn't hurt to be thorough with inspecting and determining the validity of cases, right? If people started reaping insurance payouts for the small things, our business wouldn't survive. You'd be surprised as to learn how many people in the city still cling to the idea of get-rich-quick schemes. Yeah, no kidding. Too real. In this city, money has more value than anything. You need money to be able to start anything. Money is also required in case of unexpected events. An accident will cost you a great deal of money. It could happen at any time. Insurance is useful for such cases. As long as the conditions are met, the payout will fill in for financial damage. Of course, not all accidents will fit the insurance bill perfectly. There are insurance plans for fixers, associations, and even winks, on top of secondary insurance that an insurer can take. It would take a long while to list all of the insurance that exists in the city. There's a wide range of carriers and plans to choose from, each fulfilling the needs of a different type of individual or group. You never know what danger awaits you. A friend of mine who was trained in the same workshop as me told me about this place. Said some new tech was discovered recently, something about tinkering with the mind to use it for your advantage. It's apparently more powerful than I can ever imagine. I'm honestly not very good at forming an impression of something when I just hear or read about it. So I told them I don't get it, and they said maybe going to a library would help. They've been researching this new and exciting technology lately, but they say they're too scared to head into that place even if there's vital information to be found. They weren't the kind of people to get physical, so I understand. Thus, I told my buddy that I'd visit that place for them once I'm finished developing this one thing. There's a new gadget to test anyway, and to witness the technology that's still obscure and hot off the presses, that just makes your heart throb, doesn't it? Leaflet Workshop. It's a good place. Offers serviceable weapons to fixers at a reasonable price, and sells quality weapons to underground syndicates at higher prices. There's been some cases of the opposite happening sometimes, but that's not what matters. Just wanted to emphasize that people from all walks of life visit our workshop. Oh, and I heard some workshops have membership clubs. The select few chosen by the workshop's owners are sent an invitation, or so I heard. Business would be much handier if we adopted the same system. As of everything else, green gas is the one thing that's more dangerous than developing new weapons when you run a workshop. Go down. This wasn't always the prim and proper office of amenable fixers that it is now. It was the complete opposite, actually, full of uncontrollable punks. I tried to gather the rascals in one place and lead them, but it never worked out smoothly. It was a ragtag band of people without a place to call home, like rats. So I got my frustration off my chest when I met my old friend Maggie. I'm just gonna say Maggie. Oh, maybe you're more familiar with the name Magri? Anyway, after hearing my ramblings, they said that there's someone in their office who would be perfect for the job, and I took the offer since I didn't have any better ideas. That someone was Ruina. At first, I didn't expect that spring chicken to be able to do much, but I was surprised to see that he only needed a week to convince everyone. For a guy who looks so much younger than me, he had both the power and smarts to boast. He had a way with force that persuaded some, and for those that wouldn't listen, he just settled it with a contest of strength like some parts of the back streets. Back then, I was kind of jealous seeing Ruina handle something like that. I struggled with it like it was nothing. But now I've accepted that he's the better man. I know I wouldn't have managed to do it myself. I could have booed him out like a stubborn old man, but I have better things to keep my pride. Sure did. Charles's office, the place Ruina worked, was popular among fixers. It was the subject of a lot of gossip, for good reason, as it was grade 1 office consisting of just a few elites. Handling any requests of ease, people would often wonder exactly what kind of fixers were in that office. All we know is that the office is that its fixers wore luxurious clothes, and the office interior was fancy as well, in a style unique to the northern side, and that there were 12 fixers led by someone called the captain. And they've all parted ways now, living their own lives. That's about it. Outside of Renaud, the person who helped us, we've only seen Magri and Astolfo. Oh, is that the same Astolfo that was in Roland's flashback yesterday? We were doing Gabora's abnormality realization thingy? Who he would sometimes accompany, and someone called Bradamante. Their attire and weapons were also distinct from what I could see of just those four. I couldn't find anything in common, and the pressure I felt from just being around those powerful fixers. The stark difference between me and them was something. I couldn't think of much else. Yep, the very same. Okay. I don't know why, with me being as bad at names as I am, I don't know why I remember Astolfo. I swear I've heard that name before. Like, not in this world's lore, but just like generally. Like, there's another game I've played with an Astolfo, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Anyway, okay. There's all the lore. Wow, that only took an hour. I'm surprised. Okay, but yeah, I did beat Bayard because I wanted his page for... Oh, right, yeah. There's also that, yeah, Ryder. Yeah, there's that too. Is that really... I'm pretty sure there was a game that I played with an Astolfo. I don't think I'm thinking of Ryder. Now I'm trying to remember. I think Astolfo was Ryder of Black, wasn't he? I'm struggling with it. I don't remember. I haven't seen Fate Apocrypha for a while. Anyway, it's hardly important. I don't think Ryder was who I was thinking of. But yeah, I wanted Bayard's page for Netzach because the synergy made me laugh. Anyway, alright, let's, we still got some time. I still got a couple hours, so let's do some abnormalities. I'm not gonna do Head's floor realization just yet. I'll save that for the next stream, besides I'm still experimenting over there. So, yeah, we'll save that for another time. Let's go ahead and do Bina's, I think, next. I also gotta equip Hakma's new nugget over there. So, yeah, let's just get started with some more abnormalities. Let's go Bina! So, oh yeah, before I do that, I want to read things. Unbearable depression overwhelms all who look into the bath. When I saw the last work of scars on her severed wrists, I was reminded of our wine cabinet. That day, I popped the cork off one last time. Many hands float in the bath. They are the hands of people I once loved. Excessive aspiration would bring about unwarranted frenzy. When burrowed, its rate of contraction will double, enhancing the burrow's vigor and strength. A heart without an owner, it still beats even after being removed from its body. All the child could do was learn, by observing others and mimicking their behavior, and that was the problem. People lie all the time. Why is it a bad thing? I'm keen to learn as usual. Would you like to see me learn? The queen lives alone in the frosty winter fortress. The Snow Queen's kiss froze his heart, and he couldn't feel the cold anymore. Spring arrived with blossoming roses. Its warmth melted the Snow Queen's palace. No one remembered her sleeping underneath. I don't get it. I don't know what that has to do with Carmen. Or maybe it's like maybe referring to the text within the ballad itself. I don't know. Anyway, find the abnormality. Let's go. We entered the book to the punishing bird. Sure, why not? Alright, Bina's not here again. Bloody hell. This lady. Alright. Let's see what we got. Forest Keeper prioritizes targeting staggered characters. This character's offensive dice gain +2 power against targets with slower speed. Oh, lovely. Well, we're all fairly speedy except for Vincent over here, the extra nugget, but whatever. Final believe the next one. Okay, finally. T-break over. Stolen Lock gives a special combat page, Forest Keeper's Locks, to the librarian that defeats this character. Okay, I don't know what that does. Guess I'll find out. Misdeed's not allowed. Gain plus 50 power when clashing against offensive dice. Okay, don't mess with the bird. Got it. Don't attack the bird. Golly. Punishment. If the abnormality took damage this scene, use the combat page punishment against the character that attacked it last scene. It cannot be redirected. Right in the cage. When punishment clashes against Forest Keeper's Locks, a change. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm seeing the play. So, focus down these guys, then do damage against the bird. Then when it uses punishment, or do damage with somebody who has the Forest Keeper's Lock, and then when they use punishment on it, I can do the thing. A chain on the bird cage breaks. Okay, so I have to break these chains. Okay. Dodge! Okay, let's see what we got. Alright. Alright, you're trying to go after this one. Don't like you for that. Doing some damage. Okay, don't like that. Counter dodge dice. Block counter dice or regular block dodge pages are best. Okay, noted. Cuckoo, cuckoo, and smack. Break all dice on target's page and stagger the target. Oh, okay, we gotta block that. 100% priority, block that. Inflict 1 paralysis and bind next scene. Okay, that's annoying. Okay. I gotta think about this. So you need to change to blade form because of course you do. See what we got. All right. So I would like for you. We got here. Who's going? You're going for that one. Okay. I don't want you. Possibly. Okay. Let me see here. What we got? Okay. Why don't you do emotional turbulence over there, and that'll give you a counter die. He's attacking you with a 5, which isn't great, but oh well, is what it is. And then I would like for you, you can do clone. And then I'd like for you to overcome crisis on this one. Don't need that in my life. All right. Okay. Right. I remember now. Okay. Let's see here. You don't have any counter dice in hand, unfortunately. Let's see here. What do we got? Is there anything out of the ones that aren't being... Okay, so they're all cuckoos. All right. Why did I put what passive on? No, I don't know. I don't remember. I just kind of threw stuff on this nugget. I didn't have much to work with. I don't even remember what I gave this person. This is just like the random leftover nugget from Bina's bloody thing. Alright, and go. Some of that. Owie. Alright, good blocks. The good blocks. I literally don't remember what that nugget has. I just kind of threw things in there. I do know that I just randomly threw stuff in there. Yeah, sure. All in on Everett. Alright. So who is trying to do bad things? You're trying to do the really bad thing. Don't like you for that. Okay, so let's see here. Where is that one? Okay, there's that smack. Don't like that smack. Let's see what we got to work with here. At least everyone rolled fairly high. I got that going for me. Alright, let me think. That 4 to 8, huh? You can do this, and over to you. What have you got? I have to get out of the way, bird. I can't see the lines. Alright, so who else is it literally just a bird that's targeting you and that one dude? Is that literally it? Okay. This bird is determined to be a pain in my butt. Let's do that. And then you can also do unlocks since you'll gain an emotion level. Doesn't matter. Not really. They're all cuckoos left, so boom, do that. Then this one, do clone. Then that's the last one, right? Yeah. Okay. So, and then you can overcome. Oh, well. Hold on. Let's reverse this a little bit. Do that one, and then do that one. There we go. Some of that, yeah. Owie, owie, owie. Bad bird. Oh, God. Okay, so counter dice still count. Got it. Okay. Okay. I didn't think counter dice counted. Alright. That's a bit of a problem. Okay. Force attack. Backwards speed. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's a bit of a problem. Boy. Okay. No, it doesn't change. Okay. Well, that sucks. Alright, let's just, alright, we've learned. Okay. Let's go back. Let's see what we can do for this lad. We've gotten quite a bit more since unlocking them. Let's just bip. I don't particularly care about that. What do I want to do here? I mean, there's not really a whole lot. Find this so awkward. What to do? I don't know. Ruina's just bad. Man. Oh, okay. This might not be terrible for this fight specifically. At least you'll regain a lot of light. Just have to be careful not to use that life insurance, because it's not going to be helpful in any way. Let me think here. Alright, so... No. Government's top cryptologists are working around the clock to figure out what Ha just said. Okay, so counter dice are actually, well, at least like the offensive ones are pretty bad here, because those still count. Let me think. What are our counter blocker dodge options? Let's see here. Emotional turbulence, yeah. Oh, okay. So we have some. Excuse me. Is anyone else using... doesn't matter, because they can't change it anyway. Let me think. What do I want to do with you? What does this do? When discard, all of our allies restore light. Right. That's right. Okay. Hand the burb. You have my express permission to eat at the burb. Okay. Well, let's start with the obvious stuff. Multi-slash. Let's see here. Where is Will of the City? It's around here somewhere. There it is, Will of the City, obviously. Will the prescripts, get the obvious stuff out of the way. I won't tell a soul, don't worry about it. Okay, so there's that. I need to figure out what the bloody hell to do with the rest of this. Let's see. Status elements. Yeah, so none of the rest of that really matters. Let's see here. So, emotional turbulence seems pretty important. Let's see here. Yeah, absolutely. It's you're a librarian. You can do whatever the hell you want. Let's see. What more? Sure. Fragile. Paralysis. I'll just post in Discord and I will observe it. That reminds me, I did not go busy on Discord. I better do that. Oh, there we go. Hey, you can just post in the librarian Discord channel and I will be there. Anyway, back to this. What do I want from you? Don't actually know. I don't have a build specific for you in mind, really. Let's go defense. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see here. Let's bleed. Want some other cheap ones to smooth out this curve a bit more, but not too much. Regards 3 light regain. And don't really care too much at this point. Yeah, I guess. The rest of it doesn't really matter. Okay, up. Alright. Alright, Brian, you wanted an update. Let's hear it. Alright, there it is. Alright. I'm just gonna empty the bookshelf. There we go. Alright, so what we got? Unlock. Multi-slash. Raise. Will of the city. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Alright, Dragon Slash. Emotional turbulence. Alright, there's that. Will of the prescripts. Up, there we go. And beyond. Bloody hell. See, I think that's a 3 cost, isn't it? Beyond, beyond, beyond. Let's see, where is beyond? There you are. Unlock, multi-slash, raise the grass, build a city, fiery dragon slash, fleet edge, emotional turbulence, will the prescripts, and bion. Which one did I miss? Alright. Dragon slash, will the city. Fleet edge, that's the one I'm missing. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. There you go, there's your new deck. Okay, let's try again. I didn't attribute passes to Vincent. Oh well, whatever. Really? Really? Twos? Is that where we're at? Okay. Okay, anyway. Well, only one place you can really go, my friend. Anyway, let's see here. So... Okay, so can't use... I can use Beyond. I got that going for me. Where is... is no one using that on stagger on hit thing? Oh, sweet. You'll love to see it. Alright. Yep, and go. Good dodge. Yep, there we go. Perfection. Alright, well, you tried. At least Peck doesn't hit too hard. It is indeed the little burb. Alright, anyway, let's see what we got here. So, okay, so you are free to do something. Let's see here. You can do emotional turbulence, I think. Go away. Yeah, you're doing that thing, which I really, really don't like. Let's see here. You rolled twos, which means I don't like you this round. And two people are going for you. Fortunately, unfortunately, one of them is one of the ones you can redirect. Alright, so let's do that. Or no, hold on. Let's maybe instead we can do. Oh yeah, we have to because you're being targeted by the bird, so we have to be defensive. Don't like it, but we have to. And then go ahead and no, you're gonna get more emotion anyway, so you can just do the unlock. It's for you. I'm not sure what I want you to do. Let's see what you can do first. So you have slash power dice +2. Where's that? Yeah, there it is. There's that stagger on hit. Let me think. So, still 3 that are unanswered. Let's see here. So, oh boy, it's awkward turn. All right, so let's do field mods, and we do a multi-slash. We'll get some bind and stuff, but I don't really see a better way around it, unfortunately. Do that, and you can also overcome some crises. And go. Oh, I can't believe you lost all 3 of those. See, Vincent knows how to win the clash. There we go. That's what we like to see. All right, we got our zero costs up and running. And once again, you've rolled 2s, and yep, yeah, our least favorite number, the number 2. See, is anyone actually going for you? That one is okay. Yeah, so. And do that. And then, thankfully, Fields Mods has made all this nice and cheap. So we can do some emotional turbulence. So you're emotion level 2. So this gains +1 power, which is lovely. So there's no way you could lose that clash. It's fine. Yeah, the bird's going for you, so still can't use Fire Dragon Slash, unfortunately. It is what it is. Is anyone else going? Okay, you are at least. Okay. Got that going for us, I guess. I want that to come this way. I want to save the counter dice for this little jerk over here. Then... let's see here. What else? We're not counting that. Okay. I thought we were. Guess I was wrong. Let's see here. Let me think. Trying to think, but nothing's happening. So you can do that. And then for this little jerk. Paralyzed, that's a problem. Okay, we need to change this around. There we go. Don't want to do it like that, but I have to. I can't trust you to make that clash. Alright, at least this one will get staggered this round. We got that going for us. I can't try range combat. Bina's not here. Bina just refuses to participate. Owie, owie, owie. Go away, go away, go away. Get staggered. Nerd! There we go, that's what we like to see. Yeah, sure. Alright, what hurts? My rolls? Yeah, they hurt pretty bad, I know. It's not great. Let's see, are you being targeted by... No, you are not. Hey, guess what? You can use Fire Dragon Slash finally. Proud of you. Alright. Let's do that. Then that takes care of the other person. We'll fill the city. Okay, noted. Alright, if you could do that. Excuse me. You could do beyond here. And then... no, why don't you do an Overcome Crisis here to secure the kill. And you can do some Rapid Gashes here. Then you can do another Overcome Crisis on that nerd. And what are we doing here? Yeah, Fire Dragon Slash. That's right, I remember now. So, and then the other one, do that. Leave Everett alone, please and thank you. An unlock on that one. And you can will the city that one. And go. Wallop. Wallop. Smack. Bonk. Bonk. Smack. 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 Owie, owie, owie. Go away. Go away. Leave me alone. It's a bad bird. Staggered. There you go. One down. All right. Owie. Some of that, jerk. All right. So you now have the Forest Keeper's lock thing. Okay, so your mission is to now injure the bird for the next turn. So you don't have to do much. So let's see here. What do we got? Why don't you do emotional turbulence here to get that block dice, because he's going for you. He's going for you next turn. I don't need you getting staggered. And then, why don't you then do a multi-slash here. Get some of that light back. Yeah, I did in fact read and comprehend what I needed to do. Today is the day my reading comprehension is in effect. You can do beyond here. Is someone else attacking? No, okay. So just keep that counter dice for when he comes for you. And then let's do multi-slash on that nerd. And then you can do some rapid gashes here, and you can overcome crisis here in case he's still alive. And yep, that'll do. We don't need to go too hard. What else we got? And don't want to redirect him, so we'll just leave it. Well, he'll be staggered, basically guaranteed. So this should be okay. We can extract fuel for the next round, and just yeah, just move that back over here. There we go. Okay. It was Everett's choice. She wanted the purple. She wanted the purple tier, and so purple tier is what she will get. Can you not clash with that? Why are you clashing all of a sudden? Why? Oh, I literally picked the one. Go away. Bloody thing. Okay. Yeah, I did. I targeted the Everspeed die. I literally thought that this one was targeting something else, and so yeah, I was confused as to why it was suddenly clashing. Okay, and go. Whack, whack, whack. Yeah, another one down. Block it, block it, block it. Good job. Whack. There you go. God, leave Everett alone, jerk. There we go. Okay, now it will use Judgment. Yes. Only has one speed die. Judgment, 90. Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And then you need to injure it again. So go ahead and do Somber Procuration. That's fine, since you have the other Forest Keeper's lock. Okay, and go. Alright, and now you're targeting over this way. There we go. That's certainly looking like it. Okay, and who has the last one? You do. Okay, so you need to injure the burb. Okay, why don't you do Fiery Dragon? Actually, do unlock 3. Why not? That just sounds like great fun. Okay, and just double checking. I'm scared. Go. Alright, and so you're going for this one, so we just do that. And but there was only 3, so we just win now, right? Got him! All right. Not a problem. I'd like to thank the Academy.
여기 새로운 책들이야.
환상체를 등에 지고 싸우는 건 익숙해졌니?
그냥 대충 마음 가는 대로 휘두르면 되던데.
상당히 적성에 맞는 모양이구나.
이런 것도 적성이 있나? 그냥 하는 거지.
너에게 적성이 있다면 이 다음에는 에고를 직접 발현할 수도 있겠지.
그 말은 나도 뒤틀려서 환상체가 될 수 있다는 소리야?
그렇단다.
At this rate, it wouldn't surprise me.
괴물이니 뭐니 그런 게 된다 해도 감흥이 없다. 그게 무슨 상관인가 싶기도 하고.
많은 걸 내려놓은 듯한 말이구나.
내려놓은 게 아니라 빼앗긴 거지. 알지도 못하는 일에 떠밀려서 다 잃었거든.
도시 때문이라고 생각하니? 너의 평범하고 소소한 행복을 도시가 빼앗았다고 생각하는구나.
맞아. 어쩔 수 없다고 생각하고 포기한 걸지도. 내가 원하는 게 생겨도 이 세상은 그냥 내버려 두지 않아. 어떻게든 나에게 고통을 주지.
넌 다른 누군가에게 고통을 주거나 뭔가를 빼앗은 적이 없니?
Yeah, you have.
있지. 그래도 그건
That's different.
그건
Yep.
그거고 이건 그거다 라고 말하고 싶은 거겠지. 하지만 과연 그럴까? 그렇게 편한 대로 잘라낼 수 있는 문제라고 생각하니?
당연하지. 내가 겪은 아픔은 내 것이고 남의 고통은 남의 것이니까.
속 편한 말을 하는구나. 누구보다 잘 알면서 그 누구보다 그 사실을 외면하고 있어. 너는 보이지 않는 게 아니란다. 보고 있지 않을 뿐이지.
Bats actually put himself in timeout. I actually need to rescue him in a bit. He's done the dumb.
무엇보다 소중하고 확실하니까.
I just haven't done anything about it because he's not in danger, and it'll make the stream quiet. I'll rescue him after I'm done.
보인다는 거야? 이 도시의 아픔이? 그걸 다 헤아릴 수 있다고? 무엇이 문제인지.
헤아리지 말고 바라봐야 하는 거지.
아휴, 역시 말장난이나 하고 있군. 그렇게 뜬구름 잡는 소리 하다가 다들 돼지는 거야.
그것도 맞는 말이겠구나. 그렇기에 내가 여기 있는 거겠지.
책은 전달했으니 난 갈 거야.
잠깐,
난 너랑 할 말 없어.
이걸 받으려무나.
이게 뭔데?
홍차잎이란다. 내가 추천하는 거지.
Aw.
향이 좋단다.
아, 진짜. 일단 받아는 둘게. 고마워.
Watching Roland interact with Bina is so interesting because normally he's the one trying to pry conversation at people. And with Bina, he can't wait to leave because she challenges his worldview in the way that makes him uncomfortable. And I love it. It's so good. Well, what do we get? Punishment. Single ally. After taking damage, the first die of the first page the librarian uses next scene gains 2 to 4 power. Okay. The punishing beak. The librarian attacks deal bonus damage equal to number of scenes that pass without the librarian taking damage from attacks, maximum 10. Okay. Small flares. Evade dice gain 1 to 2 power. Upon winning clash using evade die, next offensive die gains 1 to 2 power. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it seems that way, especially if I'm just like keeping everyone off of Bina. Bina has another abnormality already? Golly. Does she have any evade die? No, she does not. Okay, so small flares is worthless to her. Okay, and then Hawkma has a... She didn't get a new nugget, so I'm kind of... Book of Judgment Bird? Yeah, let's see what we got going on. Back-to-back burb. Okay. The hell is this? Sin. If the amount of sin exceeds a certain threshold at the start of a scene, Judgment Bird will use a special combat page. Sin can be transferred to allies by attacking and damaging them. I don't know. I didn't read Hawkma's. The only reason I selected Bindus is because I have to equip Hawkma's new nugget. So, I'm scared. If this character's attacks hits, let's transfer 1 sin to the target, once per page. Piercing Shriek. After taking an attack, use the combat page Piercing Shriek next turn. Okay, so I don't want to get hit. Got it. Just fail. Starting with scene 1, all characters excluding Bird gain 1 sin at the start of each scene. Sin can be transferred to an ally by attacking or damaging them once per page. The weight of sin. All dice gain power equal to the amount of sin the target has. Judgment. If a character has 5 or more sin at the start of a scene, uses the special combat page Judgment on them. So this is Judgment. If 3 or more characters have 3 plus sin at the start of a page, use the mass attack page Ceaseless Judgment. Overflowing Misdeeds. After using Judgment or Ceaseless Judgment, lose 25% max stagger resist. Okay. So I can only get rid of sin by attacking another character. That seems like a pain. And these birds try to give me sin by attacking me. That could be a problem. Alright, what you got? Okay, so you're just, you're doing nothing. Okay. So, it seems like I want to take out the birds first, so I'm not gaining sin. That's the impression I'm getting. Check who I can attack? What does that mean? Seems like I can attack anyone. Oh, did I miss something? Doesn't seem like I did. You get 1 sin per turn. Okay, well, that's not great. Target someone I normally cannot. Okay, so I can attack. I gathered that because of this. This says it can be transferred to allies. So I'm guessing I want to target down the birds, and then when I'm about to cross over this threshold, which I think is what is it? Is it 3? Is it? Season turn threshold 5. Okay. Okay. So when yeah, here we go. So 3 more characters have 3 plus sin. So I need to keep the group sin under 3. And yeah, so I basically just need to choose a sacrificial lamb, which is going to be you. Okay. So I gain 1 sin per turn, so I have to make sure that... Yeah. You're a Judgment Bird, right? Yeah. So, you 3 are going to target the birds, and then Everett is just going to be going after this dude. So, let's see here. Yeah, I didn't think so. So what is this? 3 to 6? Okay. What do we want? Doesn't really matter. Alright, over to you. Can you go away? Alright, let's see here. So, alright, Brian, your mission is to target this dude. So, why don't you do a Fiery Dragon Slash, or actually, Beyond might be... No, because I need to... let me think. So, yeah. Only one of you... Alright, so you have no real opposition. Him going after you at Paradise is a bit of a problem for me. That means I really have to counter all attacks coming my way. I don't want to do this. Man, let me think. I did forget to give Everett Will of the City. I'll do that when I inevitably retry. Okay, so why don't you do just Emotional Turbulence. That takes care of that. Get some of the heat off of Everett. Some, not all. And I don't know. Honestly, much rather sacrifice you, but I might not have that luxury. I don't have any more, so. Oh, right. You're already slash stance, so I don't have to care. Okay, so who is you are coming after me? So I think I have to do that. He's coming at me with this. Yeah, he's just gonna use up my counter dice, which is a problem for me. Okay, so maybe I can do this. Then I can do that, get the counter dice off. There we go. Now the counter dice is not going to be wasted. That's key to the whole bloody plan. Okay, so you're going this way. You'll have a counter dice to block the other attack coming your way. I still need get some of the heat off of Bina though, because this is a problem. Alright, so do that. None of these are ideal, but we have to try. Yeah, do you have a counter die? No, you do not. Okay, so yep. Gotta do that. Alright, and go. Smack him. Smack him. Block it. Yeah, good job. Smack him. Ah, damn it. Lost the clash. Everett selling. No, losing the clash again. Oh, man. Brutal. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Alright, now we got 3 dudes already, we got 2 dudes already poised for Sin production here. Oh boy, and we didn't put any fairy on him. Oh, bloody hell. Your selling disappoints me greatly. Alright, yeah, so I have to transfer. I must transfer Sin. I don't have a choice. God damn it. It's a problem. All right. Okay, well, at least you're using a different attack this time. I have that going for me, which is nice. Do that. Whole bunch of pain potentially coming my way. I gotta do something about. Yeah, you're already doomed, so I don't really have to be concerned with you. I've already decided that you're the sacrificial lamb. So, what I want you to do is just focus on keeping everyone else alive. Alright, who is the... You are, so actually do that unlock up here. Yeah. Okay, that's the best I can do. Actually, I do need to transfer Sin to you. I don't want to, but I have to. There you go. And go. I'm sorry, Vincent. There, got one. I don't care. I don't know. Yeah. Alright, so now you're gonna use Judgment, yeah? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so we got that going for us. The target has 5%. Kill them instantly. All other characters take damage equal 20% of their max HP. Lovely. Okay, man. This is a bloody fight. So after that, he takes 25% stagger damage, right? Stop it. Yeah. Okay, so I have something going for me here. Man. And most annoyingly, they're coming at me with all this. They're all focused on Everett. Hey, Scott Richmond, how you doing? We're struggling here. We are aboard the struggle bus. So now you just unleash some gashes. You gotta do something. Yeah, there you go. Hey, we got a stack of fairy on them finally. We got there. Alright, good job, Brian. There we go, birds are down. Great. You're doing what you can, Everett. I appreciate your efforts. Alright, yeah, but and we just lose. Because we got the 3 judgment. Oh man, alright. That's a problem. That is what is medically known as a problem. I was hoping the 5 sim would take priority. It did not. Alright. Piss! Alright, let's see what Hakma's got going on. So first I need to equip this new nugget. Yeah, before I forget, nope, not you. You. Bump, bump, bump. Will of the city. There you go. Alright, let's see here. What can I possibly do for you? In what way is anything useful? I think so. Oh, bloody no. It's just for... Yeah, you've powered up evade dice, I don't care. A beer can. Oh no. None of that is good. I don't know what to give this last nugget. If only we could have another Ujat. I'd be so happy, but oh well. Oh man, I don't know. And the hell with it. No, I'm gonna kidnap this one for a bit. Let's see here. The price of silence. Let's check this one out. Oh, what do we got? You're Titan. Copies the speed dice, numbers, speed values, resistances of a librarian. Combat pages played by said librarian. This scene will be played by this character next scene. Okay? Unstoppable time. The special pattern will occur in 12 scenes. I don't think I want that to happen. Accumulating time. The number of remnants of time defeated so far. Okay. Time flowing. Cannot be targeted. Every scene, the player is given 30 seconds to... Oh, what? Oh, okay. It's not going right now. Oh. It's like... Oh, I panicked for a second. Okay. Every scene, the player is given 30 seconds to select combat page before the combat phase starts. At the start of the scene, give other allies of one of the following. Gain 3 power in class, gain plus 3 power in this one-side attack. Time culminating. At the start of the scene, spawns a remnant of time. If 4 remnants of time are already present, the one with the lowest HP is replaced and all librarians take damage equal to its HP. Time is stopping. If 12 remnants of time are defeated within 12 scenes, become staggered the following scene. If fewer than 12 remnants of time were defeated by the 12th scene, use the mass attack page on the 13th scene. Press silence. At the start of the scene, add a copy of silence to the hands of all librarians. Okay? Okay, got it. Oh, I don't know. Panic. No time for reading. Just go. Nobody cares. Just go. Kill him. There's another one. We have to split our forces a bit. What do you mean you didn't gain an emotion level? I'll piss off you. Alright. Alright, that's gonna be a problem. 30 seconds to make your decision is not a lot of time. Man. I already struggle with reading. Oh, you're going. Okay, got it. I'll call inspiring opening draw. Go. Good block. Good block. Not a very good hit, but we did what we could. Alright, yep, please and thank you. Have it. I can't redirect that at all. Boy. I just ram him. Oh, I can't believe you lost that. Yeah, get staggered, nerd. That's right. Alongside attack and clash. Yeah. Oh, man. Alright, I don't think this is the deck. I don't think this is gonna do it. Just can't do enough damage in time, especially not with the reading. Ay. Okay. Let's try the Burb one again. If you use low rolling cards like Opportunity Spot on the counter die and let Bina, Pillar, plus Fairy on the first turn. You'll have nothing more. What are you on about? Opportunity. Opportunity Spot. There we go. Oh, I see what you're saying. I purposely baked the birds into hitting me. Okay. And then just let Bina go ape. Okay, we can give it a try. Opportunity spotted. And I do need to give you some passives. I don't really care what you get, honestly. In fact, I don't even care enough to actually give you passives. Let's see here. Let's see. I don't think there's anything that's like that gives haste. No, not really. It's not at the start, so I don't really care. Who was that? Do I have any Sayos? Nope, none available. Okay, you just no. Is there any other ones so I can draw early? Alright. Page, no. No. Olga, no. Okay. Yeah, don't have anything. Okay. You just get nothing. You are the sacrificial burb, I'm afraid. Sucks to suck. Alright. Alright. So. Boom. Won't come at me. There we go. I always forget that. There we go. Alright, now I need to get some of the heat off of you a bit. So let's do that. Draws were not what I would call inspiring. Alright, stop it. So I'm saying spawn a Judgment Bird, Fairy ticks off dice roll. What are you on about? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, okay. I got you. Okay, so it will count even with the roll of the counter dice. Okay, I see what you're. I'm on it. I see. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So how many counter dice does he have? He has 9. So that's going to use up 4 of them, and then this will use up another. This will use up all the rest. Okay. Back over to you. You're unfortunately just in a bad way. Let's get a couple clones. Yeah, that's the one. Ruina. All the fairy damage. All the fairy damage. All the fairy damage. Alright, so now targets with 3+ sin are killed. Well, you don't have 3+ sin, so haha. It's alright, we can still win. We just need to redirect any attacks against Ruina. Can you piss off with that? Alright, so... You can't read the bloody lines. Okay, I don't want to see this. I can't tell. I think that's going toward Brian. I literally can't tell because this bloody thing is in the way. Ugh. Well, I can't take the chance. No, you're not. And I can tell you are not. To assume you are, because I literally can't tell. The game UI is determined to work against me. And you can just go out Blaze of Glory. Just do Rapid Gashes. It's not going to matter, but do it anyway. It's fun. Alright, and go. Maybe you're just gonna keep doing that thing, which is fine with me. I don't have anything else that inflicts fairy by the looks of it. No, I do not. Okay, I'm just gonna do degrade some chains, and may as well. This doesn't give me card draw, does it? All right. Yep, I didn't think it did. We'll do more damage, I guess. I do want to, yeah, we'll do that because I'll make him roll more, so I'll do more damage that way. Potentially. I'm gonna get staggered, aren't I? Yep. Ah, damn it, we were so close. Alright, so when they use Piercing Shriek? After taking an attack uses... Okay, so only when they get attacked. Okay, got it. Okay, so... You're the only one attacking Bina. That's good. That's good. I can make use of that. You're gonna use that. Don't care about the rest. Alright, we did not draw... We did not draw well, unfortunately. Alright, good blocks, Brian. There we go. Alright, we got something to happen here. No, we're not gonna make it because we're gonna get judgmented next turn. Okay. Yeah, we really need to draw perfectly turn one. If we don't, we just have to restart. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we got the Great Pillar, and we got Beyond. Okay, cool. Is it, I assume it's just one of the birds. Alright, so you need to use Beyond over here. Then you can graze the grass. Maybe not graze the grass. Hold on. Anyway, the Great Pillar and the Great Fairy. Get as much stack over there as we can. Opportunity spot over here. Then do Feral Scar to get the heat off of Bina. Yeah, sure, go for it. Alright, just as planned. Alright, well, you tried, Brian. Alright, and now we can use the Great Pillar again. We can also do the Great Fairy. Anyone going for Bina this turn? No, okay, so I think we're good. I think we actually just win. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. Hey, hey. There we go, got him. Not a problem. Fairy's pretty good, guys.
여기 올 때마다 넌 느긋하게 차만 훌쩍이고 있구만.
나처럼 모두 안식에 절여져 있지.
I'm just glad that you were finally participating in a bloody abnormality.
외곽에는 인간이 만든 괴물들, 그 너머에는 인지를 넘은 존재들이 태연히 있음에도 불구하고 말이지.
득실득실하다고 들었지.
괴물로부터 인간을 지키는 걸까? 인간으로부터 괴물을 지키는 걸까? 그 경계조차 모호하다고 생각하지 않니?
Yeah, pretty much.
괴물로부터 인간을 지키는 거겠지.
비로소 그 경계가 모호해질 때 사람의 본 모습이 나오는 거란다. 그것이 에고이자 환상체라고 불리는 것들이지. 지금 그 현상은 뒤틀림이라 명명한 것 같구나.
네? 도시 이야기하고 있는 게 아니야? 게다가 자꾸 사람의 본 모습이라고 말하는데 인간이라는 것이 대체 뭔데? 왜 본 모습이라는 것들은 죄다 나사 빠진 모습이냐고.
글쎄, 무엇일까? 사람은 그저 동물계의 영장류일까? 인간을 무엇이라 생각하니?
What is the man? A miserable. Ah. Damn it, you were so close, Roland. How dare you not say the line? You knew. The writers knew. You can't tell me they didn't know what they were doing.
사람의 본 모습 아니겠니?
말장난이나 하고 말이지. 내가 듣고 싶은 건 그런 게 아니야. 너도 이미 알잖아.
You're on the floor of philosophy, man. There are no answers, only questions.
도시의 비밀을 알고 싶은 게야. 왜 머리는 도시를 방관하며 고통이 들끓게 하냐고. 엄격하게 통제하는 것 같으면서 왜 전혀 통제하지 않냐는 거겠지.
그래. 그래서 그 답은?
침묵할 뿐이다.
Sure did.
아우.
진정하렴. 알려주고 싶어도 그럴 수 없단다. 날 책으로 펼쳐내도 마찬가지야. 이미 나는 내가 알고 있는 모든 것을 비워낸 상태니까. 머리의 조율자였던 것은 늘 그런 법이지.
그래. 나도 두 손 두 발 다 들었어. 너에게서 뭔가 알아내려는 건 포기야.
시시하구나. 그래도 현명해. 여기 네 앞에 있는 건 조율자도 무엇도 아닌 그저 인간이었던 존재일 뿐이지.
그래도 난 널 곱게 볼 수 없어. 엔젤라도 분명 그럴 테지.
에포케. 날 있는 그대로 보려무나. 그 어떠한 판단조차 하지 말고 그동안 학습한 무엇에도 얽매이지 않고 나를 보렴.
어떻게 인간이 쌓아온 경험을 제쳐놓고 그냥 지켜볼 수 있어.
나를 조율자로서가 아닌 세피라로서가 아닌 그저 나 자신으로 바라보면 된단다. 그저 내가 겪은 시간 그 자체만으로 모든 걸 몰랐다는 듯이 바라본다면 보이겠지. 인간은 도시에서 서로 얽히며 오랜 시간 퇴적해왔어. 그렇기에 혼탁해 제대로 바라볼 수 없단다. 도시가 그렇지. 오직 자신의 눈으로 바라봐야 보이는 거야.
네 말대로라면 다들 자기 마음대로 제각각 세상을 봐야 한다는 거야? 같은 컵을 보더라도 서로 컵이라고 생각하지 않는다고?
너만의 눈으로 그 자체를 바라보렴. 그렇다면 보이겠지.
It's not about whether the glass is being filled or empty. The glass is simply at half capacity, my guy.
보려 했던 이유를 잊었기에 고통이며 비극이지.
모든 사람마다 제멋대로 세상을 품을 거야. 그건 답이 정해져 있는 도시에서 있을 수 없어.
그래. 그럼 저마다의 우주를 들여다보려무나.
Wow, what a retort. Shutting Roland down in the classiest way possible. Nice. Vine is awesome. I love her. Alright, what we got? The Weight of Sin. Whenever a die this librarian rolls the minimum value, take 2 to 7 damage and gain 1-2 strength. Next, okay, we're never using that because that's going to proc every turn with me. I'm gonna suicide my own nuggets doing that. Single ally. At the start of the scene, all characters gain 1 sin at 50% chance. If a character has 5+ sin, they take damage equal to 10% of their max HP at the start of the scene, and all sin is removed from them. Sin can be transferred. Well, why would I want to do that? Oh, because I can give it to enemies. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Tilted scale, single ally. After attacking the enemy with the most HP, recover the HP of the ally with the least HP by 2 to 8. 3 times per scene, excludes max attacks. Okay. I mean, does it though? You gotta remember, this is me we're talking about here. Yeah, this is me that we're talking about, so I'm going to be rolling minimum all the time, and I'm going to be taking 2 to 7 damage all the time, so my nuggets are going to die real fast. But hey, you know, we got a new nugget. Good for you, Bina. We're proud of you. Oh boy. Alright, additional progress. I assume attain the book of something, okay, and then, so we're not ready to realize Bina's floor yet. Oh, we still have another. I thought that was the 4th one we did. Nope, okay, that was the 3rd one. So we just got another one. Okay. So we got 2. We gotta realize the floor of social services, which we'll do next Saturday. And then I gotta work on Hakma too. So, yeah. Yeah, including myself. Yeah. Well, that's a problem for future me to figure out, though. That is a problem for future me to figure out. It's gonna be all the time we have for today, though, or at least for this particular stream. Let's start things back up over here. Caught up on all the lore. So next stream, our next Library of Ruina stream, rather, we will complete Hesed's floor. I don't overestimate how much damage it is. I am simply expressing how many times it's going to happen to me. Damn it! I'm going to. We'll see. Anyway, what was I saying? So next Saturday we will complete Hesed's floor and work on that other abnormality that Hakma has, and we'll play Beat the Clock literally, and then we'll get started on the next chapter, whatever Puritas Civilitas or whatever it was called. We'll do that. I feel like we're approaching the end game rather rapidly. I was experimenting off stream with Tiff's Exodia build, which I don't think is going to work out for me this stream, but I do want to experiment with it on my personal account. Seems silly, and I like silly. Silly is fun. But yeah, we probably won't see too much of Tiff anymore on this stream. I'd rather focus on other people. But yeah, I need to go rescue Spat because he's trapped himself in the cupboard. Which is why he's been in timeout. He did it to himself. So it's like, all right, well, you can just sit there for a few hours. I'll get you out when I'm done. And in a few more hours after I'm done with everything I need to do, I'm going to be back in literally like 3 hours from now to play more Terraria Calamity with Pouch and Noirvin, so make sure to tune in for that if you're able to. I'm approaching the end game. Oh, that makes me kind of sad. Almost done with Library of Ruina. It's been quite a journey. I'm sure there's still more content to come for it, though. But, oh well. I need to hop off because I got some things to do before my next stream in a few hours. First of which, of course, being rescuing Spat from the cupboard that he's trapped himself in. And then lamenting the irreparable damage I may have done to my electronics. Oh boy. Ugh. Bad morning for me. Oh well, it is what it is. That's that, and this is this, and this is me signing off for the next few hours. I will be back. I hope you can join us for the Troy Calamity stream later tonight. If not, I will see you when I see you. I'll be posting the schedule later tonight. If not, then tomorrow. Bye, guys. See you soon.